Oh my. It is so cool to be on this call with you tonight. Thank you so much for having me. I am thrilled about the Reset program, and I will tell you the reason why I'm thrilled about this Reset program is I have led several of these resets over the last 4 years. And, when I first started with the company, it was called the Shred, right? And I got started with Juice Plus because I deal with a almost level 3 spinal stenosis, degenerative disc, arthritis, and I'm a fitness professional, and I was going crippled back in 2020, and I was told that there was nothing else the doctors could do for me except for surgery, and that was going to take 50% of my range of motion. And I was like, absolutely not. And I really went on a journey to see if I could literally heal myself. And I'm happy to say I've been able to avoid back surgery for 4 years. And it's because I found Juice Plus and I implemented these guidelines. And so I absolutely love this. So let's get going with this. When I first heard about the Shred, I actually turned it down. So some people on my team was like, hey, we're going to do the Shred. We'd love for you to do it. I think you're going to so enjoy this. And I was like, listen, I'm not into fad diets, and I'm not going to do that, because Shred to me at the time, even though I would find out later that meant shred the unhealthy habits, I thought like, oh, Shred is going to be like some rigorous stuff that is going to be impossible to do. But finally, luckily, a team member was like, hey, Coach Cairo, could you just look at the guidelines for me and see what you think? And I looked at them and I was like, oh my gosh, this is everything that I'm already teaching. I love this. And so we started implementing it. And so tonight I want to share with you all of my tips to help you prepare for this and get ready for this. All right. So your first prep tip is to look over those guidelines that she was just showing you. Make sure you understand them and know what you're getting into, and be ready to start making some small changes. The next thing I'm going to encourage you to do is to make a commitment. Make a commitment to yourself. And maybe that's you just write down on a piece of paper why you want to do the Reset 25, what you want to improve on. And even more importantly, write down what is going to happen to you if you don't do this. If you don't start making these changes in your lifestyle, where are you going to be, right? And that way you are starting to connect your emotional attachment to your goal, and you are more likely to go after it. And then I usually tell people, if you're going to commit to it, you ought to tell somebody what you committed to, because you're more likely to stick to it. Like, we easily will let ourselves down, but we will not let our friend down. Okay. So share it with somebody. Then I want you to take some time and really check in with yourself. Like, what is your weight right now? What is your body fat percentage? How tight are your pants? Do your rings come off easily? How is your sleep? Are you tired in the afternoon? Are you moody? Do you have energy? Like, do a body check and write down how you are doing. And again, what things that you want to improve, because that's going to be your comparison as you go through these awesome 25 days. Then I want you to look over the cookbook. So the person that invited you here has a cookbook for you to review, because you have to know what you're going to eat, right? If we're going to incorporate more plants, you got to know how to do it. So take some time, sit down with the family, look over the cookbook, highlight the recipes you want to get the grocery list out, start writing down the snacks that you're going to have on hand. That way you can start to prep. And as far as meal prep goes, maybe you try it, right? If you are not a meal prepper, maybe the time is right now for you to give it a try. And so when you go to meal prep, so for me, I typically do Wednesday nights and I do Sunday nights, and sometimes that will change. Maybe you want to double your recipes so that you have more food to eat later. Maybe you freeze some of it, so that way you really stay successful with this. Then make a checklist. Maybe you take these guidelines and you put it in a checklist, an Excel sheet, so that you can literally check the box. The reason why I want you to do that is that physical action of you checking the box releases dopamine in your brain. That's the feel good. That gives you confidence. That keeps your momentum going. It also shows you maybe the areas that you didn't necessarily hit today that you want to be able to work towards tomorrow. So make a checklist for it. Invite people to do this with you. Invite your family, invite your friends. I love doing these. I get my husband and my kids involved. And it's awesome. But listen, when you go to invite them, this is what I don't want you to say. I don't want you to be like, hey guys, in January, we're all going to go on a diet. Don't do it, right? The first three letters are die. No one wants to do that. All right. So when you go to talk to this about with people, be like, hey, we're going to eat for energy. We're going to eat to refresh. We're going to eat to get toxins out of our lives. We're going to eat so that we show up better in the world. Okay. Don't go throwing around the diet word. Nobody wants to hear that anymore. All right. So now let's talk about it. You have committed. You are ready. Let's go into those guidelines a little bit so that you've got some great tips for this. You've committed. Now you have to know where you're going, right? You got to know where you're going to get there. So when you first get going, it's talking about guideline number 1 is eat more plants and take your Juice Plus. If you followed the look at the cookbook and you picked out your recipes, you know what you're going to eat, right? So make sure before you go to bed the night before, you have an idea of what you're eating the next day. Otherwise, you're going to get super stressed out because you can't figure out what you feel like eating that day. And you're probably going to grab something that's not within the guidelines. And then you're going to be upset. We won't go into what that will turn into. So make sure you know where you're going. Your Juice Plus, I'm going to set it out where I typically might have a cup of coffee, but I'm going tea this round. Okay. And what I do is I have these little ramekins that I pull out for my entire family. And as I'm doing my morning routine, I put everybody's Juice Plus in it, and everyone has to have it, right? Even my kids. My kids, if I'm kind of the mean mom, if they don't eat it, then they have to go and pick out 20 fruits and veggies from the cabinets, and they've got a choice, right? So have it there. It's the non-negotiable. Listen, we need to make sure if we are messing with all of the foods that you are eating and changing it, we need to know that you have consistent functional nutrition in your body every single day. That's why that's a number 1 guideline. We want to know that you are taken care of. Then you've got your complete shakes. So for me, I love to have these for breakfast or a post-workout shake, overnight oats. There are so many recipes that you can do with the complete. It can be your dessert because you're going to be reducing your sugar intake. All right. So the recipe book, your person that invited you here is going to hook you up with all of that. And then water. All right. Doc talked about it just a few minutes ago. Thank you for explaining the why. It is so important. Now, we know that it might say you need to drink half of your body weight in water. And that might seem like a lot to you. Maybe that's easy for you. But listen, just start taking the steps to it. All right. I personally love a straw because I can take more in. All right. Maybe you need to infuse yours with some fruits or some mint. All right. Listen, if a lot of water, if half your body weight is a lot, start with half of that. Okay. And work your way up. You got 25 days to improve. I like a visual cue. I know how many ounces are in this. I know how many times I have to fill it up. So I encourage you, go get you a new water bottle. It's almost Christmas time if you're watching this real time. So have somebody hook you up with one. All right. 10 deep breaths. I'm going to take one right now. Listen, the 10 deep breaths are so important for your stress levels, and you may have different ways of doing this. Maybe you have a prayer and meditation time that you like to take, but it is the act of you stopping and taking these 10 breaths. And what I encourage is for you to actually listen to the air coming in and listen to the air going out. And the reason why I tell you to hone in on that is because when you do that, you actually give your brain a break of all the to-dos and the things that you did not do. And you need to give your brain a break like that. Matter of fact, when you give your brain a break like that, it's actually your brain gets to go work out, right? It gets to come back and refresh you so that you have the energy and you show up better for the rest of the day. Doc already went over why you need more sleep, but maybe you need some cues on how to get more sleep. All right, first off, cut this bad boy off, right? But like an hour before you plan on going to bed. This scrolling is not doing any good for your brain. Matter of fact, it's setting all of your emotions off crazy, right? You're so happy for her. Oh my gosh, that happened. I wish I had that, right? It is sending you into not being able to sleep very well. A lot of your devices will have like sleep mode, and they'll actually send you a little alert that says, it's about time for you to go to bed. Shut it down. All right, listen to that or set your own alarm. Exercise 30 minutes a day. Y'all, I'm a gym owner. I love 30 minutes a day. Now, I would encourage a mix of strength training and cardio, because that way you're burning calories right now and you're burning calories for days later. If you can get in your 30 minutes, I need you to do it. When you commit to this, this might mean you might have to get up earlier. You may have to stay up later. You may have to schedule it in, and I would definitely recommend that. Put it into your planner, because those that plan it are 4 times more likely to stick to it. And I want you to know, when are you doing it? Where are you doing it? What are you doing? And then for those days that get rough, because you are not going to be perfect, right? We're not. But on those days where maybe you can't get to the gym, maybe you can't get your at-home workout, try to fit things in throughout your day. Park further away, go to the bathroom further down the hall, take the steps, do squats while you're cooking, while the blender's making your shake in the morning, do some jumping jacks. I have 5 moves. Get ready. I'm getting ready to give them to you. I have 5 moves that you could repeat and would be an incredible express workout. It's jumping jacks, squats, push-ups, lunges, and a plank. Okay. If you did that like 3 to 5 times, great express workout. Or set the timer, do each one for about 30 seconds, repeat that for 25 minutes, and then stretch your body out, and bada boom, bada bing, you just got a 30-minute workout, okay? It was jumping jacks, it was squats, it was push-ups, it was lunges, and it was a plank, all right? And if you need modifications, Google it or find me, okay? We will hook you up. Now, reduce or eliminate. Let me just say those words again. Reduce or eliminate. Don't go looking at this guideline and be like, I can't do that. I'm out. No, it says reduce. All right. So don't be running off, because this is where the good stuff happens, because it's probably these areas that you want to work on the most. So the first is caffeine and alcohol. I want to back up to what Doc said about water and the nutrients getting into your body. Guys, if you're drinking caffeine, it actually blocks the nutrients. And here you go, adding all of them in. Don't block it with a bunch of caffeine. Now, listen, when I first started doing this program, I drank like 2 big cups a day, and now I am down to my 1 little cup a day. That took time. So listen, maybe that's how you reduce your caffeine. Instead of the 2, you go to 1. Maybe you go to a half calf. I don't know. Switch to a decaf tea. You've got this. Alcohol, that too, man, we can go into a lot of reasons why that is not going to work for you for your reset, but be smart about it. What does reduce mean for you? Can you eliminate it? Let's go. Maybe you need, if you're a wine drinker, add some sparkling water, cut it down. Eating after 6 p.m. Ooh, this is the hardest one for me, okay? This is the hardest one. But man, if you can start setting your circadian rhythm, your metabolism is going to skyrocket. It's going to be so good for you, and you're going to love the outcomes from it. This takes planning, all right? Sometimes I'm teaching fitness classes right up until 6 p.m., so I have to have my shake on hand ready to go, all right? You may have to flex a little bit with your schedule. Do it, make it work. Don't stress about it, but start closing down the kitchen. And the kitchen needs to close. Don't go walking in there. Go brush your teeth and drink some more water. All right. You can do this. If you need to pray about it, you pray about it. You get through it, because the outcome is going to be awesome. Trust me. I've had so many participants be able to do this, but I know that it's hard, but you got this. Processed foods, begin to reduce and eliminate that. The more you cook out of the the cookbooks and the snacks that we give you, the better off you're going to be. Get those toxins out of your body. And then we've got reducing and eliminating either gluten and dairy. So start checking things out. Maybe you've never checked out the GF on products. That's your gluten free. Go scrolling, start figuring out what you like. All right. It's 25 days. You've got time to try new things. There's tons of non-dairy deliciousness out there. So go experience it. And then reducing or eliminating the artificial and refined sugars. Think maple syrup, honey, coconut sugar. All right. The person that invited you can definitely help you out with this, because all of these guidelines combined start bringing inflammation levels down, which makes you feel so much better. And the results are so cool. That's my favorite part of all of this, is leading people through it and seeing what they accomplish. Everything from more energy. They can put their favorite jeans back on. They feel thinner. Everybody wants to feel thinner. Okay. So come out here. I hope you'll try us for the Reset 25. I'm here if you have any questions, but I encourage you, invite friends, and let's get going and have an awesome 2025.
Woohoo! Awesome. Did I tell you I was going to give you a treat, right? Did you feel that treat? Thank you, Coach Caro. Everything you said was absolute gold, right? Practical, actionable, and exactly what we need to stay on track. I hope you all got some value out of it and you're feeling fired up to crush it in 2025. I'm going to share my screen one more time so that you can see the guidelines. And as I mentioned before, if you are a partner, you're going to find these guidelines in the hub. And if you're a guest, speak to your partner and you will get all of that information. All right. So now I also promised you another treat. I promised at the beginning that we were going to have a special offer. Okay. So, I've got a special offer that I would like to share with you. One of our guidelines is to have 1 to 2 complete shakes a day. And to help you kickstart your journey and make planning even easier, we're giving you 25% off our complete shakes for a limited time. Woohoo! All right. And the good thing about this is it's going to come with this cute little complete recipe guide. So if you love recipes, if you love complete, just like I do, because it is so delicious. I don't know what you guys think, but I'm an almond milk girl with my complete. If you love recipes, it's going to come with a recipe guide, and our complete shakes are packed with prebiotics, fiber, protein, greens, and superfood blend. I'm getting my words all twisted, and essential nutrients. These shakes are designed to help you feel better from the inside out and keep you fueled for success. Okay. So this offer kicks off tomorrow and will last for about a week. So the 12th to the 19th. So do not wait. Okay. Plan ahead, stock up, and get ready to push that reset button and get your health in check.